All right, good morning, everybody. Let's get the garden all watered. I've been busy pulling the weeds and so forth. So we're gonna start back here. Well, not today, I wasn't pulling any weeds, but get Peter watered right here. And you know what? I think I gave you the wrong information, Christina. I think that this is 2 years worth. Standing corrected. I told you it took 1 year. The height was the same, basically the same, but the thickness and everything, it's been 2 years. So I think technically it takes 3 years for the peaches to actually bloom. And I have no idea how long it takes for the avocado, but I'm still trying. I am not giving up. I'm gonna have me a successful avocado tree. Because I've been taking them inside for the winter time, but when I do, it throws the balance off and they always die. So this time, they just gonna have to suck it up. So you see, I was clearing out all the weeds. I did a lot of work yesterday in the garden. I'm getting this watered now, even though we have big rain coming all this week, but they haven't had anything for a few days. So I watering them today. You see this, I don't know what happened to the lavender plant there. That's the citronellas blooming up there nicely. Cleaned all the excess energy around them, get them growing. You guys are gonna see this gets nice and full, and if they grab enough, get rooted enough, they'll come back next year. But what I did notice, because last year was the first time I didn't cut off the dead parts, so once it start dying off for the winter time, cut off the dead branches, and they come back really nicely in the next year. So so it was okay. I still got to get this part over here, all of this weeding and everything done. This is where I had stopped. I was like, I'm done. But you'll see it in the garden, how I cleared it all out and how much it's grown. But it was okay that they died off the way they did, because I was able to get more all the way around the pergola on this side, because before, with the tree, now that the tree is gone, because I cut the tree down, now sun gets back there. Because when we planted the citronella back there before, they didn't get enough sun, so they would die. They did die. So I wasn't trying to, as long as I've had that. The first year I put the citronella back there and we saw that it didn't take, then, that was that. So we just had it on one side and it looked nice, but it just looked imbalanced. See how much the green beans? Look, green beans are flowering now. So, a little slow, but they're catching up. And of course, them doggone tangerines for marigolds. I decided that I'm going to, over here, I'm going to go ahead and just plant corn. So I'm going to get some corn seeds going in the next few days here. Now, I know this looks the same to you guys, but I swear I cut all of this. This is the citronella, and they don't like heat, so I'm not expecting them to last very long. So once again, I'll trim these down and get what I can get, because it's in so much sun. Now, you notice right there, that's a watermelon. That's the downfall to, I don't know if it's a downfall or a perk. Look at these are all the bell peppers. I'll get you a close-up. But to the over there, the composter. So when you're throwing your kitchen scraps and everything in there, sometimes there's seeds that's left over. So thus we get watermelon, stray watermelon. So thus far we got 4 good. Well, it was more than that, and that's when I planted them in the back. But I don't think that's going to be a productive spot that I put them at. We'll see. So I'm going to leave these here. I started to give these away to the neighbor, being as the neighbor girls, they've become gardeners. They're all excited. I be seeing them out there watering their little plants, and come home from school and be running to the back to check on them. And be so cute. Okay, now here's you can see bell peppers coming in. You see that? Now, I know that, and this watermelon, it's hard for me to see because I got a glare on my screen from the sun. Look at this one. Now these will all be the yellow and orange and red ones over here. The green ones are over here. See, we got nice ones coming up. Now we got a little stunt growth back there, but we're not giving up hope, right? Go around the chair so I can water the moss under the chair. Everybody gets water. Now, it's going to rain all week long, but I know what I hadn't been doing, and I know how hot it's going to get at that. In the 90s again, I believe. So, we don't need nobody being thirsty. Being thirsty is not a good feeling. Nobody likes being thirsty. Not even me. Give everybody some good water the best we can. But everybody's growing up, and you can see how really it's work at times, but for the most part, it's nice and enjoyable and therapeutic having a garden. Give them all the water they need. Now, I had a suggestion about the tomato plants, about giving it a prune, a nice trim, and that was an excellent tip that was given. But I will say this. I did do a trim, and it was that trim that got them big like that. And since then, after having the suggestion tip, it's like, okay, it's not going to hurt to trim it again. So these bad boys have had 2 trims. Now these are the cucumbers. See how, look at all those flowers. All those flowers. This is all going to be cucumbers. Oops. Sorry. You know I'm learning my video skills here. I appreciate you all watching the video and taking this journey along with me and watching my garden grow. Do you see that huge tomato? Look. It's finally starting to turn color. So these beefsteak tomatoes, they take a minute to turn. Even the one that I never cooked up that fried green tomato that I wanted it to turn red, it's still green. So we got tomatoes over here. See them down there, and some flowers. So all of those flowers, those will all be tomatoes. Remember, tomatoes really do not like their leaves being wet from the water hose. Oops. I do my best to do it on the base. All right, look at the jalapeno. Little tasty baby coming right on in. More flowers. So I would encourage you, if you can, start you a little garden, even if it's just something in a container. If you don't have the space, maybe on your front porch, or everybody's life is different. Maybe you can look into a community garden. Sometimes communities have gardens that you can plot that you can rent, and just different aspects in life. I'm just making suggestions because I know that I'm blessed for what I have right here. So let's give the blueberries their water. Now, when I looked at the blueberries this morning, look at this. It's a constant pick. So I don't have time this morning, so when I come home, get back. See all that? See over here, they're not ripe yet. You can see the different coloring. So, once again, something that blooms really, really easy. And I've had these blueberries bushes since 2020. No joke. They're resilient. And I think I've moved them like 4 times. Maybe I may be a little exaggerate. Somewhere between 2 to 4 times before they ended up in this spot over here in the adjusting and trying to determine what was best. Excuse me. What were the best placement? We really hadn't defined everything yet. Still working on it. Getting everything together. You see, we still need to get the wood area built up over on the other side. Get that sturdy again. And weed it out, of course. To make this trek just to get the water hose so it doesn't tangle. Okay, so I still need to come over here and weed and get, once this gets stabilized and get all this. I didn't have the energy yesterday to finish weeding, but in here there's sage, and of course you know about the beautiful mugwort. I can take that wood down now, I suppose, because I was putting it up there trying to push it back up to stabilize it because Dora baby keeps laying on the mugwort. Now remember I said I planted some more catnip because I want to redo it over there, and so I planted it on the porch in a pot, and it's coming up like chia pet, which I did it intentionally. I just put the whole packet of seeds down there. I looked up there this morning, and Dora baby had his paws on the pot. He was stood up on it, and I said, okay, because I've been noticing his eyes looking like he'd been laying in catnip, but I knew there was no catnip. But evidently he'd been reaching up there and sniffing that catnip all this time. So my little Dora baby is a little hooked. Love him some catnip. All right, y'all. Thank you for coming along with me today. And I'll hang it up there. Give you a quick preview of everything, of how beautiful everything is coming about. Yes. So have yourself the most benevolent day.